Carlo Acutis was born on May 3, 1991, the only child of Antonia and Andrea Acutis of Milan, Italy. Even as a baby, he was quite intelligent. He spoke his first words at 3 months and could say short sentences at 5. As he grew into a toddler, he was very open and talkative, saying hello to everyone he passed on the street. By the age of 4, he showed a great deal of interest in Christ and the Virgin Mary. When his mother Antonia would take him out for a walk, he liked to go inside the church and visit Jesus and kiss the cross. He picked flowers to place at the feet of the Virgin Mary. This devotion was surprising to his parents because they were not practicing Catholics at the time. Touched by Carlo's love for God, his mother Antonia decided to return to the church and eventually become a catechist. At 6 years old, Carlo accompanied his mother to class. He was a happy and generous child and interested in everyone. Many people commented to her that Carlo was really special and God must have plans for him. The priest in charge of catechism met Carlo and decided that he was ready to make his first communion at the age of 7. From that moment on, Carlo went to Mass and prayed the Rosary every single day. Carlo attended a competitive Jesuit school. In spite of his intelligence, he was never the center of jealousy because he was so positive and funny and tried to help everyone. He was fascinated by technology, and by the time he was 9, he became interested in computer programming. His mother recalls buying him college-level textbooks, and he began to teach himself to program. He eventually expanded his skills to video making and animation. He lived the life of a normal 21st century boy. He liked to laugh and joke with his friends, even make them little videos. He even liked to play with his PlayStation, although he imposed limits on himself. Sometimes he talked too much in class, and sometimes he overindulged in food. However, he was aware of his weaknesses and really made an effort to work on them. He went to confession regularly and used to keep a journal that reflected on his behaviors and how he could improve himself. He once said, "What does it matter if you can win 1,000 battles if you cannot win against your own corrupt passions? The real battle is within ourselves." Carlo was always aware of other people's sufferings. In his own circle, he consoled his friends in their struggles, always encouraging them to do the right thing, but he was never overbearing about it. He had the gift of knowing the right thing to say and when and how to say it. He would say that he always tried to live in the presence of God. Jesus was his first priority, and because of this, he had a very pure and loving heart. People sensed this and were attracted to him. In addition to his prayer life, he and his mother also volunteered to bring food and blankets to the homeless of Milan. He would round up his friends to help with this and other projects at his parish. Carlo made his confirmation at 11 years old, and then began helping out with catechism in his parish. He noticed that many of the children had a hard time with concepts because their parents never took them to Mass. Carlo once said, "The Eucharist is my highway to heaven." He believed that if people understood the true presence of Christ in the Eucharist and the amazing graces that we receive from it, their lives would be transformed. He then began his great project, to create a website presenting all the Eucharistic miracles of the world. He traveled to many of these sites and photographed them to create a virtual museum of miracles. He also created a downloadable exhibition for his site. He once said, "The more Eucharist we receive, the more we become like Jesus, so that on this earth we will have a foretaste of heaven." He believed that the sacraments were a fount of mercy that enabled us to carry our sufferings. Carlo was always conscious about not wasting time. People would ask him what he wanted to be when he grew up. He would deflect this question by saying, "Who knows?" or "To be close to Jesus, that's my life plan." It's almost as if he had a premonition that he would not live a long life. He said, "All people are born as originals, but many die as photocopies." This sums up Carlo's aim to live life fully for others instead of focusing on himself. When Carlo was 15, many of his classmates came down with the flu. He was feeling ill, but thought he had the same. However, when Carlo's health didn't improve, his parents took him to the doctor. He was diagnosed with leukemia. Within a very short time, he was in a lot of pain, but he always thought of others. The doctors and nurses caring for him and his parents, whom he tried to prepare for his death. He said to his mother, "Mama, I would like to leave this hospital, but I know I will not do so alive. I will give you signs, though, that I am with God. I die happy because I did not spend my life wasting my time on things not pleasing to God." He continued to smile and tried not to complain. He offered up his sufferings for the Church and the Holy Father. 1 week from his diagnosis, on October 12, 2006, Carlo died. The funeral was packed with friends and strangers, some even standing outside the church, but were all touched by the life of Carlo. His sanctity in life was already renowned, and people began to pray for his intercession. His mother received many accounts of people who were changed due to Carlo's witness of the faith. Carlo once said, "Our aim has to be the infinite and not the finite. The infinite is our homeland. We have always been expected in heaven." On the 4-year anniversary of his death, his mother gave birth to twins at the age of 44, the foretold sign that he had reached our heavenly home. Carlo Acutis was beatified in 2020.